Hey guys, the Common Man here. So I've got a pretty cool, very affordable knife here from SRM, which is a brand that I honestly haven't been paying attention to, but I'm thinking I probably should. When I walk into my local knife shop, I've now been handed several knives from SRM that really blow me away, and they're always extremely affordable. So this guy right here is $65. This is the Cub, and it's featuring their San Mai blade. This is a very, very cool knife, and it's an incredible looking blade. So this blade here, like I said, San Mai, apparently the performance is pretty similar to S35 VN, which is what they claim on their website. So I guess time will tell if it performs to that level. But again, $65 for that really cool look and also blade performance similar to S35 VN. I think that's incredible. I'm going to look on this blade. I don't remember exactly what they say the blade material is. Let's see. Yeah, I don't remember. It's some kind of, it's definitely a proprietary material, but again, that blade performance should be pretty good. But $65 for this. I mean, we've got G10, we've got metal liners, just an incredible ergonomic design. So SRM was originally called Sanrenmu. They are an OEM manufacturer. I know they've done work for Kershaw, for CRKT. I'm not 100% sure who else. A little bit of research I've done, those are the brands that I've come up with. But I know that they have created knives or manufactured knives for other brands. But definitely, in their past, when they were labeled Sanrenmu, I know that they were known for making some kind of knockoff knives. Not outwardly knockoff knives. They did kind of put their own name to them, but I think that they used some Chris Reeve designs and maybe others, and sort of pass them as their own, which is not super cool. But definitely, since they're rebranding, they've been coming out with their own very unique designs, in-house designs, and they've just been really impressive. And again, the prices I've seen, I mean, you're talking $40 price range, 60s, in the 60s for this one, and then they have another blade steel. I think I don't remember what the other material was. 154 cm maybe, but it's actually just a little bit more expensive at I think $68. But I mean, you're getting a really awesome knife here. Blade shape is just beautiful. This is like a perfect EDC blade shape. Very nice kind of sheep's foot blade with this soft, continuous upward sweep on the edge there with a pretty pokey tip. So it's going to be fairly useful in puncture tasks. Very good in the draw cuts. Great for package opening, for opening boxes, letters, things like that. And then it's got this great opening hole here, so you can see it is a little bit stiff, but you can see you can open it with your thumb just fine. The thumb flick is not so good. You don't really have the best access with the thumb, but the reverse flick is just phenomenal. It works so well with the reverse flick. Very, very natural. It is on phosphor bronze washers, which is actually pretty cool. A properly tuned knife on phosphor bronze washers, in my opinion, is, I think, superior to bearings. It keeps the crud out, but also it often gives such a smooth action. When you get it tuned, broken in just right, it is so glassy smooth. And this one honestly is very, very smooth. And of course, it's using that crossbar lock. So when you pull that crossbar back, all you've got is contact with those washers. So it's you can tell, very, very smooth on the action there. But again, it's still a little bit stiff, so it needs some breaking in. But blade play is absolutely zero. Just really, really awesome design. It does have the stop pin up in the back, so does make contact with the back of the blade. So no internal stop pins here. Fairly simple in its design kind of characteristics, except for this. I don't really love the lanyard hole thing. I almost kind of wish they didn't have this at all, so it was just this cool kind of swept back. I think it would also ergonomically feel quite nice like that. But whatever. It doesn't necessarily take away from the aesthetics. If you want a lanyard, I guess it's there. But that's probably the one thing about this knife I don't particularly care for. It reminds me of some older like Kershaw designs and stuff. It's just not my style. But these cutouts here are they're very meaningful. They definitely help with the ergonomics. Even these little angles up here kind of help just make it a little bit more comfortable overall. And you do have some jimping up on the thumb area there. But overall, just a really awesome knife. Pretty minimal hardware. You've got the pivot, you've got the two body screws there, and then you've got an excellent pocket clip It's got a single screw, and it's actually got a little pin that drops down into a hole, or it's kind of bent over and drops into a hole, which helps to locate it to keep it from moving side to side. So very simple in that construction. And again, crossbar lock is very nice. You can see, again, it's kind of stiff, so it doesn't just drop, but it doesn't take much to close it up. But the lock bar is pretty solid, a little bit of rocking, no side-to-side play whatsoever, and it's got, I would say, medium stiffness on that Omega spring, but it functions very nice. This knife honestly reminds me ergonomically, and I've said this about other knives, but it's very much a good thing, and it reminds me ergonomically a little bit of my Spyderco Para 3 in the way that it kind of locks into the hand. That was weird. And then also kind of how the blade sits in relation to your fingers. But what's very cool is that you have access to that blade right up to your finger there, so you can cut all the way up to your pointer finger and you have perfect control over that edge. So just ergonomically, it's very, very nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm really impressed. Size-wise, it's also very similar to the Para 3. Very, very similar in size. But I'm really impressed with this. Again, $65. I didn't expect to pick one of these up when I walked into the store, but he put it in front of me and said, check this out. And yeah, it was pretty much an instant sell for me. I had, $60-70 to throw away on a knife that day. And this is one of a couple that I looked at, and I knew this was going to be the one. I really, really liked it that much. So SRM, I'm definitely going to keep my eye out for these knives. I think that they're doing some awesome work, and I'm excited to see what else they have to offer in the future. It's a very overly saturated market, honestly, especially the budget market. There's so many different knives that are just maybe slightly different than each other, but you've got so many simple, kind of uninteresting knife designs, unfortunately. So it's kind of fun to see something that is a little bit out of the ordinary. I think this is a pretty unique design. It's not something we haven't seen before, but it is a little bit different in its overall design. So it's pretty cool to see. But anyway, thanks guys for watching. If you have any comments, definitely leave those below. If you like the video, leave a like. And if you want to see more of my knife and EDC content, please consider subscribing. I've got a lot more coming. Thanks.